Hey you, yeah, you watching this right now. If you don't click the like button in the next 6 seconds, you're gonna get stung in the nose by a bee. Hey, hi, what's up? Welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna be taking a look at some deleted locations in Fortnite. Every season there's a big new update, and with that update they remove some old places on the map and add in some new ones, which is cool because we get new places to drop, new places to play, but at the same time it can also be heart-crushing and just so sad because maybe your favorite place gets removed with that new update. I know it's happened to me over and over again. I love going to a place, it becomes one of my absolute favorite spots in the map, and then BAM! Update happens and that spot is removed and I never get to go there again, and I have a little bit of separation anxiety. So we're gonna take a trip down memory lane and check out some of the places that have been removed over the last year and a half. Let me know down in the comments what your favorite location is that's been taken out of the game. And yeah, without any further ado, let's get into it. Roll it. All right, we're going to start off with an absolute classic, factories. This was an original location of Fortnite and, in fact, one of the first to get removed. This was smashed by a giant meteor at the same time Dusty Depot was, and this entire area was turned into what is now Dusty Divot. You know, that giant hole in the ground nobody really likes? Yeah, Factories was destroyed to become part of that stupid giant hole. And to me, this is always just going to be a classic Fortnite location. I know so many people hold this area close to their hearts because it was just so much fun to fight here. It was perfectly positioned in between Retail Row and Salty Springs, which meant there was great rotation, so you were going to constantly run into people to fight here, leading to some really awesome battles, which is why so many people love this place. Now, I know most of you watching probably never got to play here because it was taken out of the game before Fortnite really hit its peak popularity. That's why I have my fingers crossed that maybe someday, in some way, they'll add it back to where it originally was. They'll sneak it back into the game so everyone gets a chance to experience this awesome location for themselves, because it really was just one of those places that just attracted giant battles, and I missed to pieces because it was great. And here we have Big Daddy Dusty Depot, everybody's favorite OG location that got removed, which feels like ages ago. Actually, this is kind of a crazy fact. Dusty Depot has been out of the game for longer than it was in the game originally. Yeah, let that sink in. This place was not in the game longer than it was in the game. I know, kind of makes you feel old, doesn't it? But here it is, Big Papa Dusty Depot. May he rest in peace. Hey, I heard a rumor, don't quote me on this, but I heard a rumor Dusty Depot might be making a return sometime in the future. Next, we have one of the all-time greatest Fortnite locations, Prison. This was Tilted Towers before Tilted Towers was around. Back in the early days, way back during Season 1 and 2, this is where you went if you wanted action. If you wanted to go for high kill rounds, if you wanted to fight everybody, you dropped Prison. This was the area that was super close quarters. There was always lots of people to fight here, and it was awesome. I miss Prison so much. It was definitely one of the more unique areas they had in the game, especially for an original spot. Lots of loot, lots of materials, and so much fun. I was really sad when it was removed. I kind of thought this was going to be one of those places like Salty Springs that's just going to be around forever also. That 1 HP clutch though, oh boy, how smooth was that clutch. But anyways, this place was great. I have so many memories of just awesome rounds here, and I've just never been entirely sure why they removed it. Now, this was taken out of the game when they added in the desert section, but instead of putting anything cool here where the prison was, instead they have this thing. Yeah, this little outpost. That's what's there now instead of prison. So I always thought they should have just left prison here and then just turned the area around it into desert, because they removed it pretty much for no reason whatsoever. And that makes me sad because this place was just so cool. Here we have Hilltop, which is now a Viking village, but back in the old days, there wasn't much up here. You had one house, some mats, and a couple of old cars, and I loved this place. It was my favorite chill drop site. You could land here, get a little bit of loot and some mats, and then run off and try to get that dub. But it makes me sad that we don't have very many little locations like this left scattered around the map that aren't big urban areas. It's like Fortnite is being urbanized, and I miss the tiny places. Up next, we have Anarchy Acres, aka Fatal Field's long-lost younger brother. Anarchy Acres was really similar to Fatal Fields, except for the fact that it was on the other side of the map, which is why it was removed and has now been replaced by a whole lot of different stuff over the last few seasons. They can't seem to make up their mind what they want on this side of the map. It is constantly getting switched around, but back during season 1 to I think season 4, we had Anarchy Acres over here, and this place was really fun. Myself, I was always more of a Fatal guy, so I tended to drop on that farm versus at AA, and that is the primary reason they removed it. They just didn't want 2 farms on the map, and I can understand that. You know, diversity is a good thing, but I know there are a very strong group of people that loved Anarchy Acres and are very sad that it's gone. You know, they were on the AA team, not the Fatal Fields team like myself. Let me know what team you're on. Are you a Fatal Fields guy or an Anarchy Acres guy? I would like to know, but either way, it was a cool spot and it's been gone for a very long time, so press F to pay respects to Anarchy Acres. Okay, this is one I never hear anybody talk about. This was an unnamed location in between Junk Junction and Pleasant Park. It was referred to by most people as either Hogwarts or Broken Castle, and this place was great. It had like 8 buildings. There was tons and tons of loot here, like so much loot, it was nuts. I loved landing here, stocking up on loot, then going to Pleasant Park with a full inventory and just running through kids or over-rotating to Tilted when you had max resources and stuff. This place was great, and I do miss it a lot. Alright guys, here we have another original location that was destroyed by Epic Games. This is Racetracks. Now we have a new Racetracks that replaced this place, but this was the original Racetracks. There weren't actual any vehicles here. There was no ATKs or shopping carts or anything. It was just a big squiggly ditch in the ground that everybody called Racetracks. It was pretty much a giant open field with a couple buildings scattered around. Personally, I've always enjoyed the wider open areas, which is something Fortnite seems to be dedicated to destroying as the game goes on. Any free piece of real estate, any field, any stretch of grass that doesn't have a building on it, they seem dedicated to replacing it with needless stuff, right? I kind of like the wide open places. They always felt fun to fight. You could have good build fights, you could have good pushes, and I miss them. As the game goes on, there is less and less open real estate out there, and Fortnite seems like they really want to fill up every single available inch with a thing, a stuff, a person, a statue. There just has to be something everywhere to keep them happy, and I don't like that. Nature is a good thing, Epic Games. Hey, Epic, what have you got against nature, huh? Epic Games confirmed they don't like nature. Epic Games against grass, it's a thing, and I feel like we need to stop them because at the rate they're going, we won't have a single inch left on the map to run through to enjoy the grass, the breeze, the smells of Mother Nature. It's all going to be developed by Epic for real estate reasons, and it makes me sick. How could they? Give it a year, boys. Give it 1 year, and there won't be anything left that hasn't been developed. Anyway, this was Racetracks. It was an OG location. I had some pretty amazing games here. And hopefully one day they'll make the map bigger and give us some more wide open fields to play in. And while we're thinking about wide open fields and outside and big spaces, here we have Moisty Meyer. This place, well, it might not have ever been my favorite location, but it was a cool one. The main reason I didn't like Moisty Meyer isn't because of its wet, swamp-like swampiness, you know, Shrek's around the corner somewhere hanging out with Donkey. That was always a guaranteed at Moisty Meyer. That's not why I didn't like it. The reason I almost never landed here is because it was off on the corner of the map. It's the same reason no one ever really goes to Haunted Hills or Junk Junction. It's sort of just thrown in the corner of a map in a really inconvenient spot, which is what was Moisty Meyer's main flaw. It was in the middle of nowhere, and people just simply didn't want to go to the middle of nowhere. But I did like the biome. I feel like we need another moist I'm sorry, I can't say moist with a straight face. I feel like we need another moist section on the map, another swamp area so Shrek and Donkey can move back in, and you know, diversity on the map, always a good thing. They replaced Moisty Meyer with the desert section, which is cool, but I feel like we need another swamp area somewhere on the map just to sort of complete every biome, because swamp is the one area we don't have on the map currently. So a swampy area would be cool. It'd be nice to see it come back just so we have one of every type of biome. And well guys, there you have it. Those are some classic locations that have been removed from Fortnite. And ironically, while I was making this, 2 more locations have been destroyed. I mean, I was making this video, right? And then both Tilted Towers and Retail Row were destroyed by the volcano. So, yeah, ironic, right? I can't believe they destroyed Retail and Tilted. Those are 2 of the most iconic Fortnite locations, and both were devastated by a stupid volcano. Scientists, why didn't you stick a giant cork in the top and save our locations, huh? Scientists, what you good for? Well, boys, That's a big rip right there. 2 locations added to the list, I guess. Never again will you drop tilted towers and frag out hard, or land retail row and loot up. It's gone forever. So I'm gonna have to go talk to someone about this because I don't know how to process these emotions. Anyway, guys, that's about it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to drop a like on it, sub if you're new, and I will see you in the next one. Peace, everybody.